right, and welcome again to the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg. Joining me here on this fine Tuesday morning is none other than United Way of Southwest Michigan's Zach East. Hi, Zach.
Hi, Ken.
It's good to see you.
I'm thriving over here.
United We Thrive. Thank you. United We Thrive is the podcast that we put up for United Way of Southwest Michigan. We get an update on what's happening with United Way and how you can help, whether that's volunteering, contributing, or pointing out a need in our community. So what's our update this week, Zach?
This is a busy set of weeks, not necessarily just for us, but certainly for the parents,
school,
and educators, administrators, school bus drivers, janitors. We are all out as staff at United Way, meeting with those community members throughout the three-county area right now, as they do a lot of their school kickoff days for the staff and administrators.
Yeah.
We get the chance as United Way staff to come in to each of those three counties and talk about the work that United Way does in the community, and certainly ask for some financial support in whatever manner we can from the district employees themselves, because they often are, again, the first line of understanding what is happening to our families and our communities. So we rely on them not only as those eyes and ears, but to also kind of be the mouthpiece for programs like 211. Again, the 211 hotline that you and I have talked about many times over, but as a reminder, it's a free service that is funded by United Ways throughout the state of Michigan and the state as well. There is some state funding that is a part of that. It's a free resource hotline that's kind of like 988. That, of course, is for suicide and mental health, but 211 is to really kind of help push folks in the right direction if they have a question about things that they may need some help with. That could be caretaking, it could be food insecurity, it could be housing, utility assistance, or maybe just as simple as where is the nearest park that I can go to with my kids that has a playground. All of those things are in the 211 database in communities all across Southwest Michigan. So if you do call 211, they'll ask for your zip code, and they'll be able to provide things to you right down to the city within you where you live, or village, or township, wherever you are. And so that's one of the many programs we talk with educators about throughout the state, throughout the three-county area, as we're going out here, as these districts are getting ready to start with the kids.
Yeah, and you mentioned the 211 service, and I can't tell you the number of times I've seen on social media, someone will post either we lost our house, they were either evicted, or there was a fire, or there was something along those lines, and they need that social safety net. And inevitably somebody comes up and says, well, call 211, because we know that's out there and that can connect you to the resources that are available.
Yeah, and in essence, 211 is not, it's not like a personal funding source. They're not just going to give out money or anything like that. What they will do is make sure that they'll assess what needs you have and tell you the agencies that can help you. Some of them are municipal and state or local. Some of them are, nonprofit agencies just like us. Like in the case of a house fire, as you've mentioned, the Red Cross always is a huge part of our partnership, where in essence, I've had somebody had a house fire, and maybe 2 hours later, we already had them connected with our, Red Cross rep, who was reaching out to them about disaster recovery services, food and baby supplies, because they had a young one, just lots of those kinds of things. And 211 often is kind of the conduit for that, but it's more than just us being able to use it as United Way staff. It's certainly for anybody to be able to use. And the other part too is, if you're not a phone person, some people aren't, if you'd like to go to the website, mi211.org, or you can actually chat with 211 right there through the website, or there's a text option too. You can usually text your zip code to 211898, I believe is the short code number.
Yeah.
So there are lots of ways to get connected with 211, but we've been all throughout Cass County last week. Those were a lot of our stops. This week I've been at Waterville Yesterday. Buchanan yesterday. I'm at Waterville today later. I'll be at St. Joe Schools with Kristen Box tomorrow.
Yay.
And my staff, Sharon, Aaron, and Dawn, are also all out at schools as far flung as, Paw Paw and Marcellus, all the way down to, New Buffalo and just all the reaches of the counties to make sure that our educators are well informed about the work that United Way does, but to, again, also ask for those donations, because without community funding from individuals, and in cases they're companies or corporations or other organizations. Without those things, we don't have anything to give back out to the community.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that we have to remind folks about occasionally is United Way is actually funded directly by community donations. We don't receive any dollars from federal or state funds that then go back out in the community. Those things typically happen through other organizations, and often they're municipal organizations, actual townships, cities, and otherwise that do that work, but also the state itself. Our job is to make sure that some of the programs that are within each of our communities are supported, with, again, 30 or 40% of their funding might come from United Way. The rest of it comes from other sources. So we are often just a piece of it, but we're still a very big piece, to the point where some of these programs couldn't potentially operate without that piece. And we're talking things as deep as, the foster grandparent program at Area Agency on Aging, all the way to some, college education, career technical education programs that happen out at Lake Michigan College, and many more.
Yeah. How many programs would you say United Way helps to fund?
In this 6-month funding cycle, I believe it's 48 different programs across 41 agencies.
Okay.
And so that number changes every funding cycle.
Yeah.
And that again changes based on what funding we have. So if we don't have enough funding to do all of the funding that we would love to be able to do, because we certainly always get lots more applications from our nonprofits to fund certain programs, sometimes almost double what we actually have to give out. So that just says to us the need still exists quite a bit for people to be served within our communities. And we'd love to be able to give those dollars to them, but only if organizations like our school districts, but also our companies like United Federal Credit Union that kicked off their campaign a couple of weeks ago as a pace setter.
That's right, pace setters.
Yeah. Only if those folks say, yeah, we would love to have you come in, talk about community efforts and support that need to occur, get our employees in front of this great service, and also be able to make sure they know about the resources that exist. When you allow us to have those conversations, where we usually start and say, what's important to you as an organization? How do we connect you with all the people and resources we know about? When you say yes to that as an organization, boy, does that help us connect with our community and does the work that we need to do, that we set out in our mission statement since 1943 around here.
How do we get more information if we want to contribute, volunteer, financial? How do we find out more?
UWSM.org is the website address. And if you want to see how to put an employee campaign together at your workplace, it's actually as simple as just going to the Get Involved menu item, and it'll say a bunch of different things. You can give, volunteer, you can advocate for working families in Southwest Michigan, you can start a workplace campaign. It's got the whole toolkit there that'll help you. And the great part is you don't really have to do any of the work. We'll actually help you come up with the fun events and the neat things to do, how to put your campaign together. We'll even have a digital portal that's secure where all the pledging goes into, and then we can report it to your payroll department so they can do payroll deduction, or you can just do paper forms if you want. You can do one-time gifts. You can do a corporate gift. You can do pretty much anything. And then we'll help you make sure that we connect your organization or your people with the work that's important to them here in the community, whether that's a volunteer project, whether it's strengthening, great youth opportunities in our community, financial security, any of those impact areas. We can talk to you about all the things that are important to you and match you with something with it, whether you're an individual or an entity.
No one has accused you of not being able to talk, Zach.
That's true.
You're good. You're good at that.
Still my second job around here, I guess.
UWSM.org. Zach East, United Way of Southwest Michigan. Thank you.
Do you want to talk a while longer?
We appreciate you.
He's trying to kick me out.
No. We'll welcome you back next week.
Okay.
All right. Zach East, United Way of Southwest Michigan. Thank you very much for